Hey, what's up guys? So today we are going to talk about your morning routine. Now there is a ton of stuff out there on the internet about morning routines. There's tons of books, there's tons of blogs, there's tons of podcast episodes, but it seems like the majority of those are focused on what you should be adding to your morning routine, what you should do. I want to take a little bit of a different tack today and focus on what you should stop doing in your morning routine. So today we are going to break down 8 different things that you should stop doing when you wake up in the morning if you're doing them right now. The first item on our list has to do with that magical little rectangle of plastic and silicone in your pocket. If you wake up in the morning and immediately check social media on your phone, you need to stop doing this for 2 important reasons. First and foremost, if you make checking social media the first action of your day, then the first action of your day is giving into a craving for novelty, and that counteracts all of the work that you've been doing to build your focus muscle. By contrast, if you wait a little bit before you check those feeds and maybe do some other things like having breakfast or working out or reading a book for a bit, you are telling your brain that, yes, you have to wait before you can go check all those novelty-inducing social media feeds. And that's gonna make you much more able to focus on your work later on in the day. Reason number 2 why you should stop checking social media in the morning is because if you're anything like me, you tend to just grab the phone and start checking your feeds in bed. And you intend to only check your feeds for about 5 minutes, but you end up looking at them for 20 minutes sometimes. And from personal experience, I can tell you there is no healthy position to be looking at a phone in bed. You're either looking at it with your arm above your head or you're propped up on one elbow. Either way, you are putting your body in a bad postural position. And if you do this enough, you can actually end up causing nerve damage. I've actually caused nerve damage in my own arms before, and it is really painful and impedes my work, and it takes a surprisingly long time to heal. So in short, use your bed as a place for sleeping, check your social media when you're out of bed, and do it a little bit after you wake up. Item number 2 on our list is eating an unhealthy breakfast. So I'm actually reading Jordan Peterson's book, 12 Rules for Living right now, and in this book, he actually talks about how eating a protein and fat-heavy breakfast can actually decrease feelings of anxiety. Even putting that aside, I know a lot of people like to wake up and they eat a breakfast full of sugar or simple carbs, and neither of those things is going to set you up for sustained healthy energy throughout the day. And this is not me getting on a high horse here. This is yet another area where I actually struggle with temptation, because it can be very easy for me to fall into a pattern while I wake up every single day, convince myself that I need to work right away, and then go to Starbucks and get a breakfast sandwich. And those things are not healthy. So you might be asking yourself, how do I make sure that I'm eating a healthy breakfast on a regular basis? And one of the easiest ways to do this is to bulk prep your meals. This basically means taking 1 or 2 days a week to bulk cook a bunch of food in advance, so it's really easy and quick to grab it in the mornings. The great thing about this is that it's efficient. You don't have to get out the pots and pans 7 different times. You don't have to clean them 7 different times. It's just 1 or 2 times, and you reap the time-saving benefits. One really great candidate for bulk prepping is hard-boiled eggs, because if you have a pressure cooker, you can cook them really, really quickly, and the shells are very easy to peel off. And if you don't, you can easily do it in a pot. It's a little harder to peel the shells off, but still pretty easy and saves you a lot of time. Or you can do what me and my girlfriend love to do, which is making egg bakes in a casserole dish. Item number 3 on the list is hitting the snooze button on your alarm, and you knew this was coming on the list. So aside from the fact that hitting the snooze button is basically denying yourself good quality sleep that you could have had, because you are interrupting your sleep cycle and then attempting to get into a new one, which is going to be inevitably interrupted early again, hitting the snooze button is also a terrible idea, because doing it is admitting defeat as your very first action of the day. If you hit the snooze button on your alarm, it means that you had set an intention to wake up at a specific time the night before, and then you failed. So do yourself a favor and get out of bed the moment your alarm goes off. Now, this might sound a little bit weird, but I've actually found it pretty helpful to picture myself setting this intention and telling it to a specific person. And the person who always comes to mind for me is Jocko Willink, who is currently a podcaster and author, but was a Navy SEAL, and to be honest, is somebody that I would definitely not want to disappoint in real life. Of course, if that's not enough, I've also devised a system for basically forcing myself to get up in the morning using a scheduled tweet, and if you're curious about that, I will have a link in the description down below and on screen right now. Now we're moving on to item number 4. It's a brand new John Cena poster for my door. Just kidding, it's complaining. Seriously, a lot of people love to wake up in the morning and complain. They complain about how early it is. They complain about having to go to work. They complain about how tired they feel. And the problem with complaining is that the words that you choose to use, the way that you choose to express yourself, actually has a tangible effect on your state of mind and your level of motivation. So instead of waking up in the morning and complaining, why not think about what you have to be grateful about or what you can be positive about? If you dwell on these things, you're going to be an overall happier person. All right, item number 5 is cleaning up your living space and your work area. Now, this is definitely not a bad thing to do, but I'm putting it on this list because I think it is much better to do it the night before. You might have heard me talk in the past about a concept called clear to neutral. This basically means setting your work area or your living area back to its neutral state after you're done using this. And the reason that you want to do this is that the next time you come to use it, which in the case of your living space would be the next day when you wake up, you want it to be in a state that is already usable. When your living space or your workspace is ready to be used immediately when you start the day, you don't have to waste any of your willpower or your time getting it ready. It's just ready to go. So when you're building your before bed routine, build in a little bit of time for cleaning your space up and clearing it back to neutral. Your future self is going to be very appreciative. On a similar note, item number 6 is planning your day. Now, planning your day in the morning can be very useful for some people. Some people love to have that as part of their morning routine, but for other people, it can actually be a lot better to plan their day the night before. Personally, I find that when I wake up to a concrete plan that I set up the night before, I almost feel kind of beholden to my past self, and I'm much more clear on the direction I'm going to go in immediately. It's kind of similar to how Barack Obama used to outsource the decision for what outfit he was going to wear during the day, because he didn't want to deal with that decision. He already had a ton of other decisions, and that was just going to make him less focused. Item number 7 is starting your day with negative news. And if you're the kind of person who likes to check Reddit or the news app on your phone, this is something that you need to be wary about. As somebody who likes to browse Reddit, I mean, heck, I've even got my own subreddit for College Info Geek, I am well aware that many of the default subreddits on reddit.com are filled with tons of negative news. And yes, you might want to keep up to date on world events, but if you're waking up every single morning and bombarding yourself with a ton of negative stories, that's going to put you in a negative state of mind. And it's also likely to send you down rabbit holes that end up wasting a ton of your time. So if you are going to wake up and check news, check your feeds, if that's something you like to do, tailor those feeds to be full of positive or interesting information, not negative news. Or if you want to do something even more effective, just read a book in the morning. Make that part of your morning routine, and then check your feeds later on during the day. Again, if you wake up in the morning and you start your day with some long form content, that's building that focus muscle. And that brings us to our final item on the list, which is getting up at different times every morning. If you don't currently have a at least somewhat consistent time that you wake up in the morning, if you're getting up really late on the weekends and really early during the days, or you have totally different wake up times during the week, then you are negatively impacting your body's circadian rhythm and negatively impacting the quality of your sleep. So, as best as you can, try to establish a consistent wake-up time for yourself. And I know a bunch of you are gonna ask me, can I still sleep in on the weekends? And biologically speaking, you would be best off by having a consistent wake-up time that includes the weekends. Your body doesn't have like a special magical weekend mode. It doesn't switch over all of its biological processes because you're not in school or work, but that doesn't mean that you are going to ruin your life by sleeping into the weekends. And to be quite honest, I actually sleep in about an hour later on Saturdays and Sundays than when I get up during the week. So if you want to be like me, you don't want to be completely uber efficient, then go ahead and do that. But from a scientific perspective, a consistent wake up time is better than an inconsistent one. Now, in future videos, we are definitely going to talk about things that you can add to your morning routine to further improve the quality of your daily life. But the nice thing about the items on this list is that, well, they don't take a lot of effort to put into practice. So earlier in the video, we talked about how it might be a good addition to your morning routine to read a book. And this is something that I like to do myself, but because I am very committed to having some form of exercise in my morning routine as well, whether it be going to the gym or going for a bike ride or for a long walk, I typically listen to my books. And my favorite app for finding those books is Audible. Audible has an unbeatable selection of audiobook titles in a ton of different genres, ranging from psychology to science fiction to biographies, so no matter what's sitting on your reading list, you are most likely going to be able to find it in their library. Now, in the past, you've probably seen me talk about how you can use Audible on your phone, but today I wanted to show you how you can also use it on an Amazon Echo, and it's really easy. All you do is ask Alexa to read an Audible book. Alexa, read Elon Musk by Ashley Vance.
Getting the selection from Thomas Audible Library. Resuming Elon Musk.
And from there, you can easily listen while you're cooking dinner, which is what I usually use it for, or while you're doing anything else at home. Also, as a guy who sometimes likes to listen to audiobooks while I'm going to sleep, I love the fact that you can ask Alexa to set a sleep timer so your book doesn't get too far ahead once you actually do fall asleep. And of course, you can also use voice commands to ask Alexa to pause or go backwards or skip forward, and at any time you can pause what you're listening to on your Echo device and pick up right where you left off on your phone. So if you've already got an Echo device, you can try this for free right now, and when you're ready for more, you can go over to audible.com/Thomas or text Thomas to 500-500 on your phone to get a free 1-month trial that also comes with a free audiobook download of your choosing. Now, as you can probably tell from all the B-roll here, the book that I'm going to recommend for you guys this week is the Elon Musk biography by Ashlee Vance, which covers Elon Musk's early years as well as the development of Tesla and SpaceX. And if you saw my recent video on Elon Musk, a lot of the lessons about how productive he is came straight from that book. So if you want to start listening to that book for free or any other book of your choosing, once again, you can go over to audible.com/Thomas or text Thomas to 500-500 on your phone. Big thanks to Audible for sponsoring this video and helping to support this channel, and as always, thank you guys so much for watching. You can hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and also subscribe right there if you don't want to miss future videos when they come out. You might also want to pick up a free copy of my book on how to earn better grades right there, or check out one more video on this channel right around here. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.